is that we should first of all try to read the Nahj al-Balagha in the spirit in which it was written. And so I will only at this point make a few comments about the history of this controversy about authenticity. The first point to make here is that on the whole, those who seek to show that most, or at least part, of the contents of the Nahj al-Balagha cannot be ascribed to Ali are Sunni authors, while most of those who argue for the work being in its entirety ascribable to him are Shi'i. It's not the same thing as saying that all Sunnis argue against authenticity, nor that only Shi'i authors argue for authenticity. Indeed, the most renowned of the commentators of the work, who we've already referred to, Ibn Abi al-Hadid, who died in the middle of the 7th century, this is the 7th century of the Hijrah, was of the categorical opinion that the work was in its entirety genuine. And he was a Mu'tazili Sunni. Well, he was a Mu'tazili. In fact, he seems to have been the first to mention the controversy over authorship. Ibn Abi al-Hadid argues dialectically that since everyone agrees that at least part of the book is by Ali, it cannot be accepted that all of it isn't by him, but that all of it is by al-Radi. Then, interestingly, using a literary argument, he argues for the stylistic coherence of the whole book, and says that it therefore cannot be maintained that even a part of it is by al-Radi, who, moreover, would have been incapable of producing a forgery of such astonishing eloquence. He specifically states that the ground for this argument is literary sensibility, a dhawq al-adabi, after the same fashion in which literary historians seek to ascertain the authenticity of the works of, say, a poet like Abu Nawas. Suffice it to note for the moment that it's a literary argument which is being used here. A great deal of work has been done, much of it in the last century, to trace isnads from the discourses, letters and maxims in the Nahj al-Balagha. If you consult the text of Nahj al-Balagha, there are only a handful of places where the Sharif al-Radi actually mentions where he himself got the material from, the text from. Sermon 32, he has from the famous, again Mu'tazili, but the famous literary figure Al-Jahiz. Several of the letters in the second part of the Nahj al-Balagha are quoted from sources. He gives the sources where he got them from, but the general rule is just to quote the text. He doesn't say that he heard them from this man or he found it in this book. So a great deal of research has been done in the last century to find out these sources and to trace them. And it is a prominent feature of a lot of research that's been done on Nahj al-Balagha, particularly in Iran and Iraq. The results of these works, and others before them, have been largely to vindicate the authority of at least the major part of the work. The isnads that have been provided are also, it's worth saying, not merely ones which are acceptable to Shi'i scholars, but in most cases are isnads which would satisfy Sunni criteria as well. The isnad being the chain of transmission that goes back to the authority, the author in this case, Ali alayhi salam. But there is a problem here about the isnad argument about authenticity. Providing the chain of transmission for text is one way of making available a means of verifying authenticity. It's possible to examine the isnad to discover how watertight it is, the nature of the transmitters, their history, the time, whether they met each other. But the criterion for such critical examination inevitably rests on certain presumptions, and these presumptions are themselves open to criticism. As long as a community of scholars agree on the assumptions, they will conduct their analyses along lines which they all agree upon. But a problem arises when two groups with different sets of assumptions confront each other over some issue. Who counts as a reliable transmitter is clearly an area of contention of this sort. And much more sophisticated argument is called for when the debate is of this sort. It is perhaps it's perhaps worth saying that if Ibn Abi al-Hadid preferred to use the literary argument for authenticity, it may indeed have been to avoid the kinds of disputes that could have arisen about discussions of isnads. Another way of examining the authenticity of texts is to consider whether the contents of a particular utterance match what is already known about the author. Not a particularly good way, but a very common one. And this is very often the case when the picture built up of the author has virtually attained the mutawatir status, the indisputable status that we were talking about before. If searchers were to find a fragment which purportedly came from the pen of Lenin, extolling the virtues of a free market economy, it would require some rather nifty work to establish convincingly that he was in fact the author. It's the same kind of argument that is sometimes used by Sunni authors who have a problem in trying to reconcile some of the contents of the Nahj al-Balagha with the standard Sunni picture of Ali, one which is built up in the basis of their own criteria of authenticity from their own hadith material. Not surprisingly, this picture does not tally in many respects with that of their Shi'i colleagues, who have generally little difficulty in fitting the contents of Nahj al-Balagha into their general image of Ali. It's worth pointing out the observation of a famous Italian Orientalist who's made a particularly noteworthy contribution to Orientalist studies on Nahj al-Balagha, that the compiler of the work included material which a Shi'i might have wanted to suppress, and on the other hand did not modify passages in order to further the Shiite cause. Be that as it may, from a Sunni point of view, in which Ali was one of the foremost companions of the Prophet, with of course the characteristics which Sunnis have ascribed to him, and then the fourth caliph, it would be altogether inappropriate to consider as authentic utterances such as that found in the famous sermon of Shiqqiya, in which, for example, one reads, "By Allah, Ibn Abi Quhafa," that's Abu Bakr, "dressed himself, misappropriated the caliphate, while he knew that my position in relation to it is like the axis in relation to the millstone. The flood water flows down from me from such a height that not even a bird can attain it. I endured chafe in my eye and bones stuck in my throat, seeing my heritage thus violated." To quote what is, as far as I know, about the only full-length study of the Nahj al-Balagha to have appeared in a European language, that by J. Sultan, written in French. He says, "History teaches us that our authors are all in agreement in praising these three personalities, i.e. Abu Bakr, Omar and Othman, and the members of the council set up by Omar before his death to elect his successor. Would Ali have spoken such calumnies against them? Moreover, all those who hold Ali in great esteem do not consider these texts to be authentic. How could he have said this? From this point of view, therefore, anyone who did approve such utterances by conforming their authenticity must be an exaggerator, either a benevolent one, which seems to have been the general opinion about Ibn Abi al-Hadid, or a dangerous one, if he was a Shia. Needless to say, there is little likelihood of agreement on the basis of this kind of argument, for each side sets out with a different and contrasted set of presumptions about Ali's personality. Moreover, it is not a very laudable way of conducting research. What conclusion can therefore be drawn from this discussion? The debates over the authenticity of the Nahj al-Balagha have circulated for some 2 centuries after the work was compiled. The spurious doubts circulated concerning the identity of the compiler have been effectively refuted by modern scholarship. And there seems little reason now to doubt that we owe the text of the Nahj to Sharif al-Radi. As for the question of the authenticity of the text, we can draw together the points made in recent scholarship by saying that in large part the ascription of the sermons, letters and documents and maxims and shorter sayings by al-Radi to Amir al-Mu'mineen seems vindicated by investigation, which has found isnads for the majority of the contents of the Nahj al-Balagha in other works, isnads which are of course independent of al-Radi. If isnads have been not found for all of them, this is only natural given the passage of time and the disappearance of the books which al-Radi might well have used himself. This still leaves a margin of doubt about the authenticity of the whole work. But as Muqtar Jebli rightly points out, he's the author of the article in the Encyclopedia of Islam, the text of the Nahj al-Balagha as it has come down to us may possibly have apocryphal fragments woven into its fabric. But should that be the case, al-Radi's responsibility should be confined merely to lack of subtlety and control on his part. No charge of falsification should therefore justly be levelled at al-Radi, all the more so given his scrupulous honesty and integrity. The extreme difficulty of differentiating the authentic from the inauthentic should, in any case, be borne in mind. Some 3 centuries separated the life of al-Radi from Amir al-Mu'mineen's life. It's therefore no inconsiderable feat on his behalf to have compiled a work whose authenticity we can now feel warranted in considering largely confirmed. It is, moreover, important to bear in mind, as we began by pointing out, that al-Radi wrote the Nahj al-Balagha primarily as a work of literature. Al-Radi's time and place, 4th century Baghdad under the Buyids, was one of comparative prosperity for the Imami Shi'i and their scholars. And al-Radi was their syndic, their naqib, their representative. Such circumstances entirely mitigated any need on his behalf to have added a political or a didactic tone to the work. There can be no doubt that his position and the official support which he enjoyed would have allowed him to produce a great work justifying the Imami cause, and perhaps the larger uncompleted endeavor which he spoke of in his introduction to the Nahj al-Balagha would have been such a work. However, the urgent need expressed by him in the conventional way as pressure from his contemporaries, very often scholars express the necessity of writing a book as that kind of pressure coming from their friends or students or contemporaries to write, which they eventually give into, and this is merely reproducing that as a formula, I think. The urgent need which he found was to produce a volume which presented the pre-excellence in eloquence and rhetoric of the first Imam, Ali ibn Abi Talib. In his aim, he undoubtedly succeeded. The attention which it has attracted from commentators and literary critics down through the ages bears witness to this, as does the reference with which the work is held not only in Shi'i circles but in the Arab-speaking world at large. It is also, and I'd just like to make this point before finishing, it is also, I think, a feature of the excellences and pre-excellences of Ali alayhi salam, which is frequently overlooked, which is his preeminence in eloquence, in speaking, in oratory, in language, in poetry, in fact his literary excellences. And I think it's something which we all need to bear in mind and try to follow him in, to emulate him in. It's following on from what earlier speakers have said, it is of course very important that we should make Islam known to non-Muslims, to other people. But the fact is that it's impossible to reach out to other people without the help of language, and not just the language that we speak every day, but the language that we acquire by studying literature and the works, the masterpieces of the language. That indeed seems to have been part of the purpose of the Sharif al-Radi in compiling this book. I will leave you then with the words of the author of the Nahj al-Balagha article in the Encyclopedia of Islam. The powerful assonance of its prose, its remarkable eloquence, its gripping images, its sober, unpolished, and relatively unusual mode of expression, Bedouin wisdom and sensibility, blended with Islamic delicacy and vision. All of these constitute the literary worth of the Nahj al-Balagha. This is supplemented by further values, moral and social. In fact, this book has a tireless appeal, full of fervour and sincerity, on behalf of faith in God and His Prophet, of piety, of integrity, of justice, and of rising above the vanities of this world. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'd like to thank Brother John Cooper for giving us his insight into the great book. It's quite appropriate now that we should move on our program to have some poetry and sayings from the great book itself. And for this, we invite the younger members of our community, 4 brothers, Muhammad Ismail, Mustafa Qasim, Tanveer Girard, and Rizwan Ali, to recite some sayings for you. First of all, I'd like to call Muhammad Ismail. Salawat.
My brothers, sisters, and respected elders in Islam, Assalamu alaikum. Salawat, please. I am here today to say a few sayings of Imam Ali alayhi salam. If you get an opportunity and power over your enemy, then in thankfulness to God for this, forgive him. When few blessings come your way, do not drive them away through thanklessness. Every man who is tempted to go astray does not deserve punishment. Overlook and forgive weakness of generous people, because if they fall, the hands of God lift them. If right usurped from us is given back to us, we shall take. If not, we shall keep on claiming it. Whose deeds lower him, his pedigree cannot elevate. A wise man's mind is the safest custody of secrets. An open and pleasant countenance gets more friends. Patience and forbearance will hide and cover many defects. A wise man first thinks and then speaks. A fool speaks and then thinks. To lose friends is to become a stranger in one's own country. Only he can forgive who has power to punish. One of the 2 conveniences in life is to have fewer children. If you want to remove evil from the minds of others, then first give up evil intentions yourself. What is indeed too little, however much of it one may have, is faith. What is indeed short, however long it may seem, is life. By disobeying God, you do not actually obey any human being. A man can be valued through his sayings. One who guards his secrets has a complete control over his affairs. Poverty is the worst form of death. One who seeks advices learns to recognize mistakes. One who fights for the cause of God secures victory over his enemy. The little that you give in the way of God will bring you great returns. Be a partner of a successful man because he knows how to achieve success. Greed is a permanent slavery. If you are confused about good or bad effects on an action, then study carefully the cause and you will know what the effects will be. Value of each man depends upon the art and skill he has attained. Those who have just come out of a bloodbath live longer and have more children. Best deed of a great man is to forgive and forget. Aid is a proportion to the trouble you are passing. People often hate those things which they do not know or understand. Every breath that you take is a step you put forward towards death. Every man who is born has to die. Once dead, he is as good as if he never come into existence. Every man has an end. It may be pleasant or sorrowful. Death is never far away. When you have to turn your face from this world and have to meet death, why wish delay? Wassalam.
Allah. Thank you, Muhammad Ismail. I now call Brother Rizwan Ali.
Hazrat Ali gave, in which he describes God. They describe in the way they see physical bodies, but minds can realize his existence with the purity of their beliefs and sincerity of their faiths. He is away from everything, but this does not mean he is not interested in the existence and well-being of his creations. He creates, but without the help of body or form. He is the supreme Lord of the universe, but he is not an oppressive dictator. He can see everything, but senses cannot be attributed to him. Everything in the universe is humble before him and afraid of his wrath. This is another part of the same sermon in which Hazrat Ali describes angels. Some angels have their heads lowered in prayer since creation. Some are bending in prayers and will never stand up, while there are others who will never leave their places or move. All angels are created so that exhaustion and fatigue do not act upon them. Some angels act as messengers carrying Allah's commandments to his prophets and apostles. Some of them are guardians of Allah's creatures, while others are the gatekeepers of paradise. Having realized Allah's greatness, they do not associate him with any form, appearance, shape or size. Here are some sayings of Imam Ali. The tongue is such a ferocious beast that if it is let loose, it will act rampantly. The wiser a man is, the less talkative he will be. Every breath you take is a step towards death. Death is never very far. What refines a man is work. Imam Ali also said, falsehood shall vanish, only truth will remain. But surely the truth is heavy but good for you, and surely the falsehood is light but harmful. The right path, Sirat, is a course full of pitfalls. So the one who has a sound character will go freely, and the one who stumbles will perish. Truth sets a good example, and falsehood confuses. The truth redeems, and the falsehood dooms. The most difficult deception is to present falsehood disguised as truth to someone with a shrewd intellect. And nothing will give you intimacy except the truth, and nothing will make you feel lonely except falsehood. Surely what prevents one from speaking the truth is forgetting about the next world. O people, whoever knows a man who is righteous should not listen to other men gossiping about him, for surely a marksman may shoot and make a mistake in what he is aiming at, and words can be deceiving, and falsehood like that comes to nothing. And Allah is the one who hears and the one who witnesses. Surely there is not more than the width of 4 fingers between truth and falsehood, and that is the distance between the eye and the ear. Do not flee from the truth, like the healthy flee from the one who is ill. Surely the most excellent of people with Allah is the one who acts by the truth after love for it, even if it involves loss or hardship for him in preference to falsehood. It is a falsehood when you say, I heard it, and it is the truth when you say, I saw it. Imam Ali warned us, a time will come in which nothing will be more hidden than the truth, and nothing will be more apparent than falsehood, and nothing will be more numerous than lies about Allah and His Messenger. I feel that this time has come now. Salawat.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Brothers, sisters and respected elders in Islam, Assalamu alaikum. Here I am going to present a well-known sermon from Imam Ali alayhi salam. The sermon is about good character. Nobility of character consists of 10 qualities. generosity, modesty, sincerity, fulfillment of trust, humility, self-esteem, courage, forbearance, patience and gratitude. There are three kinds of people who are recognized only in three kinds of situations. The courageous man is recognized only in times of war, the forbearing man only in times of anger, and the sincere friend only in the times of need. Do not let your evil outweigh your good, and do not let your avarice outweigh your generosity, and do not let your withholding outweigh your giving freely. Dislike in yourself what you dislike in others. The most noble inheritance is good, courteous behavior. There is no companion better than good character, and no legacy better than courteous behavior. Accept from people for yourself what you would like them to accept for themselves from you. Courteous behavior is the best legacy. If you desire what is honorable, then avoid what is forbidden. Lack of courteous behavior is the cause of all evil. Travelling is the measure of good character. Be merciful towards the poor for their lack of patience, and towards the rich for their lack of gratitude. And be merciful towards all of them for their carelessness. The most noble quality to take into account is good character. Being afraid of Allah is the crown of good character. Good character is the best of companions. When things become clear, you realize that lying goes with cowardice, and truthfulness with courage, and ease with despair, and weariness with covetousness, and deprivation with greed, and humiliation with debt. May you have courteous behavior, for if you are in power, it will make you stand out, and if you are in the middle, it will make you excel. And if your way of life makes you poor, you will live by your courteous behavior. Choose all the best characteristics for yourself, for surely goodness is a matter of habit. The most noble of kings is the one who does not become mixed up in recklessness or deviate from the truth. And the richest of those who are wealthy is the one who is not the captive of his own desires. And the best of sincere friends is the one who does not make things difficult for his brothers. And the best of good character is what helps one towards being afraid of Allah and being scrupulous. A man will not become a true leader until it does not matter to him in what clothes he appears. Courteous behavior constantly needs to be renewed. I will now present to you some sayings of Imam Ali alayhi salam. As intelligence increases, speech decreases. What is being said here is that an intelligent person is one who is not too talkative. The breath of a man is a step towards death. Here the saying is explaining that every breath a person takes, his life is slowly decreasing. So people should spend whatever time they have wisely. The worth of every man is in accordance to his attainments. This sentence tells us that the real worth of a man is his knowledge and attainments. Keep walking in your sickness till you can. The intention is that so long as your sickness doesn't become too serious, do not give it any importance, because by doing so the feeling gets affected and the illness increases. Whoever loves us, members of the Prophet's family, should be prepared to face destitution. Perhaps the other meaning of this is that whoever loves Ahlul Bayt should remain content and avoid seeking worldly benefits. Salawat.
Thank you, Brother Tanveer Jiraj. And finally, from this section of poetry and sayings, I'd like to call the youngest member of the group, Brother Mustafa Qasim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear brothers, sisters, and respected elders in Islam, Salamun Alaikum. I am now going to recite a few verses on Imam Ali alayhi salam. Who is Ali? A priceless pearl in the shell of Kaaba. lamp shedding light around Allah's house, Imam al-Muttaqeen, the guide of the pious. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, once addressing his daughter, said, O thou daughter of mine, of all the creatures in this world, Allah has selected two persons. One of them is your father, and the other is your husband. The second verse I would like to recite to you is, Man not to be deceived of the life of this world. Imam Ali alayhi salam once said, there are only 3 days for a man. The first, the day which he is past, over which he has no hold. The second, the day which has to come, over which a man can never be sure. The day which he passes, that is the day for him to do the best possible for him. For death is always there waiting for him, and he might not live the next day, or even the next moment. The third verse I'd like to recite to you is, Heads and tails, winners all the way. Man comes into this world without his consent, and leaves it against his will. On earth he is misjudged and misunderstood. In infancy he is an angel. In boyhood he is a devil. In manhood he is a fool. If he has a wife and family, he is a champion. If he enters a public house, he is a drunkard. If he steps out, he is a fanatic and a miser. If he is poor, he has no brains. If he is rich, he has all the luck in the world, and he is a crook. If he goes to mosque, he is a hypocrite. If he stays away, he is a sinful man. If he gives to charity or does a good turn, it is for fame. If he does not, he is stingy and mean. When he comes into this world, everyone wants to kiss him. Before he goes, everyone wants to kick him. If he lives to a ripe old age, everyone hopes he has made a will. It is therefore impossible to please anybody. So do your duty and be fearless. Use your own common sense. If ever you make a mistake, it is better than doing nothing. So keep smiling, as no one wants to hear about your troubles, or better still, no one wants to do anything about your troubles. The final poem I would like to read to you is A Life Worth Living. O people, while you are still alive and healthy, while your tongue is still under your control, and your limbs are fit to serve you, do good deeds and say good words. Take advantage of health and opportunity. This world as it is big enough for you to work. Do your duty before it is too late to do anything, before opportunities are lost and death overtakes you. Do not wait for death to knock at your door, for it is bound to come. It is inevitable, it is natural, and it is coming. Salawat.
Thank you very much, Mustafa. I'm sure you'll agree that the youth here today have made a very valid contribution to this conference, and I'd like to recite very loudly Salawat for them all. We're now turning to, inshallah, next keynote speech from Maulana Bakri shortly, our main keynote speaker of this session. It gives me great honor and privilege to welcome to this conference somebody who I've known for a very long time, and it makes me especially proud that he's able to join us here today. He has made a very special journey from Toronto in Canada only to be here for the conference. He will be departing tomorrow, and I am very grateful for his presence here. In very difficult circumstances, Maulana's son, if you're not aware, is particularly ill in Canada, and before Maulana starts his speech, could you please recite Surah Dua for the well-being of his 4-year-old son who is ill in hospital in Toronto. اللهم صل على محمد.
أفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق والصلاة والسلام على النبي الأمي المكي المدني القرشي الهاشمي الخاتم لما سبق والفاتح لمن غلق المعلن الحق بالحق بالقاسم محمد. وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ورحمة الله على محبيهم ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know you don't have even strength to say alaikum assalam. You are so tired and exhausted. I don't know what to say now. Are you ready to hear something, or we can conclude inshallah? Say salawat inshallah. At the beginning, I'd like to extend congratulations on this auspicious occasion of celebration of Imam Ali's birthday to our beloved Imam, awaited Savior, Imam Zaman Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah. To all the Maraji', exclusively to the leader of Muslim Ummah, Wali al-Amr al-Muslimin, Wali Faqih, Hazrat Ayatullah Khamenei. I extend my congratulations to all of you, my brothers and sisters. May Allah bless on this beautiful day not only knowledge of which has given by Imam Ali, the strength to follow his knowledge. Brothers, I was thinking to say so many things, but I was hearing so many lectures. I thought it is appropriate to say, Alhamdulillah, lectures were very beautiful. My request all the time from beginning, whenever I go, I recite any majlis or lecture, I request you to take from this audience, this gathering, something and practice. We hear a lot. From 1400 years we are hearing. The problem is not practicing. If we practice, the result you could see, the result is the revolution of Islamic Republic of Iran. It is not only saying, it was a practice. It was not only believing, I believe in so, I believe in so, I believe in so. By saying I believe in so is not going to do it. Sometimes your child asks you, Daddy, you mean it? I don't know this expression you have here or not. We usually our children, they ask, when we promise something, they say, you mean it? Same thing. We mean it. We believe in Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Do we mean it? No. Far away. Ali means action. Ali means practice. Ali is equal to Islam Islam is equal to Ali. It is very difficult for a student like me to express the ocean of knowledge which was presented by my beloved Maula. And also, it is very difficult for all of us to practice his advices. Who was Ali? I could say one thing for you to narrate. Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayh, when he was in Najaf, he used to make a point to go each and every day to the mausoleum of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, to the Zari of Imam Ali alayhi salatu, each and every day. In winter, in summer, in every time, all the time. And time was fixed. People used to correct their watches. That was accurate time he was entering the haram of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. One day, he was leaving home. Outside, the storm was there. Cold weather is there. His son says, Baba, Imam Ali azijinja mi tuni shuma ziyarat kunid. You could do ziyarat of Imam Ali from here, from your home. It's outside, his storm is there. It's a logical question. It is not an illogical question. It is a reasonable question. Imam Ali says, oh my son, Bacche Jun, Bezar dar in masale amiyana basha. Don't make me philosopher in this case. Don't make me a thinker in this case. Don't make me a knowledgeable person in this case. Leave me alone. Make me as one of the ordinary person. I am going to Ali. That was the inspiration. That's how he revolved the system. He changed the course of history, human history. Human being has to think, who was this saint? They don't know. He was the servant of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. The modern system is teaching us to follow the modern ideology. Islam and Imam Ali and Imam Khomeini is teaching us to go back to Prophet Muhammad. They're asking us to follow the time of today. And Islam is asking us to go back to Imam Ali. It is very difficult to go back to Imam Ali. 1400 years span of time. Who was Imam Ali? We have to understand. He is a hero in all the aspects of life. He was a giant scholar. He was a brave person. You heard so many fazail of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam Ali is alive, he is not dead. For a person who wants to feel his presence. I remember one of my friends, Brother Ilyas, Spanish brother who became Muslim. After 2 years, one of the brother of Shia brother, he has handed over to him Nahjul Balagha. When I met him, I asked, why you want to become Shia Muslim, a follower of Ahlul Bayt? He said, Maulana, I read Nahjul Balagha. The thirst of knowledge which I had, it was quenched by this book. I no need to go here or there. I have now reached to the right path. That's why Imam Ali says, Ana siratul mustaqim. If you want to look, if you want to see what is siratul mustaqim, I am siratul mustaqim. In fact, Imam Ali, understanding Imam Ali, the philosophy of Imam Ali, the ideology of Imam Ali is very difficult. If you want to understand, start practicing what he says. Then you know what is Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. لو كسرت لي الوسادة ثم جلست عليها لقضيت بين أهل التوراة بتوراتهم وبين أهل الإنجيل بإنجيلهم وبين أهل القرآن بقرآنهم. Democracy and Western democracy, they talk so much, but they don't have any democracy in this cult, in this Western system. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is the person who has given the guidelines for the democracy. I don't know what kind of system you have in the Britain. I'm not aware of. I live in Canada. I know better what is the Canadian system. If a Muslim wants to he wants to marry, we have to take a permission of recitation of nikah, and we have to register in the office of the registrar, marriage bureau. Why is this? There you are the democratic country, and you believe even in common law. At least we are doing according to our own beliefs. Let us do. By saying democratic country is not going to be, leaving people practice their own religion is. That's why Imam Ali says, if I have been given chance to govern on this community, I would have gone upon Jews according to their Torah. I would have gone upon Christians according to their Bible. I would have gone upon Muslim according to their Quran. This is the democratic system which is led by Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Sallu ala nabi. There was a creed from morning I am listening. We are in the Western country, we are losing, there is a generation gap, there are a lot of problems. What we should do? Practice, pray namaz, be a good Muslim. What is good Muslim? We are not terrorists, we are moderate. What is terrorist? Until yesterday they were saying Arafat as a terrorist. Now he is a winner of peace. Where is terrorist? Who is terrorist? The one who goes along their flow, the one who goes along their ideology. He is the best human being. The one who goes against, he is terrorist. Let them know we are against this system, because Islam is against this present system. We all are terrorists in your eyes. We are all moderate in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are all terrorists. Believing in practicing? Brothers, good Muslim means not only praying Allahu Akbar, 2 rakat, namaz, 2 rakat, aman, fima Allah. No, it is not a good Muslim. Piety is a requirement. You can become a pious, provided you need to have an environment which is compelling you to become pious. That's why Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayhi, again I have to give example. I don't have any other example. Sorry to say that. It may be hurting for some people. He says during the time of Shah, crossing red light was a crime. Now, crossing red light is haram. Two different things. Crime is punishment in this world. Haram, punishment in this world and also hereinafter. Because it is a system of Islam. Understand this. Before 1979, before the revolution of Islamic Republic of Iran, majority of Iranian brothers, they used to pray. Majority of the Iranian sisters, they used to cover their head. They used to have chadars in their body. What happened after 79? There was namaz. Namaz was not a rule. After the revolution, there is a namaz. Namaz is rule. There is a chadar. Chadar is a rule. Because now system here has changed. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. Piety is one of the goal of human being. It cannot be achieved unless and otherwise you have environment for the piety. Do we have in this Western country the environment? Father is while father and mother is with the child, he might be reading Quran, everything. Once he steps out, TV. He watches TV. Where is piety? Piety cannot be achieved. So what is the solution for this problem? Solution is, that's why a Muslim is an ambassador. An ambassador. Let me give you one historical sentence. Remember, this is the gift for this gathering. Survival of an ideology lays upon spreading the ideology. Ideology is going to vanish if you practice alone. It has to be injected in the minds of the masses. If they practice, then and then there is a survival gain. We have to learn from the history. I have been to Guyana. I have seen our brothers and sisters there. From 13, nearly 100 years, 3 generations are passed. Now they don't know what they are. Husband is Muhammad. Wife is Mary. Husband is Ali. Wife is Meena. One of my neighbor was Guyanese. I asked him, Muhammad, who is your wife? He said, she is Christian. What do you do in your life? He said, in Sunday I go in church. Friday she comes to masjid. The compromise. We don't want to hurt the feelings of people. What's going on? What's going on? 3 generations, within 3. One masjid I entered in Guyana. I wanted to pray namaz Jumu'ah there. Imam of the mosque, he opened the book of khutbah. He read in Arabic. After khutbah, I went there, I opened. I saw the publication was done in Bombay, 1919. 1919. And in that book, khutbah for Muharram first Jummah, khutbah for Muharram second Jummah, khutbah for Muharram third Jummah, khutbah for Muharram fourth Jummah. You got it, what my point? 1919. The problem of 1919 in Bombay, the problem of 1990 in Guyana, the problem of Bombay in Guyana is completely different. At that time, 1919, Hindu people, they used to read Arabic literature. And you are giving this sermon of that brother of 1919 to the people, those who do not understand. In my village, they say, Bail ke samne khutbah. In front of a cow, you give sermon. Yeah, Bail ke samne khutbah. Same thing. I have been to so many of the Jum'ahs in Britain, so many Jum'ahs in America, so many of Jum'ahs in Toronto. Majority of the Jum'ah khutbahs about piety, 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 piety. None of the people, they discuss the problem of existing within the Muslim Ummah. What's happening in the Muslim Ummah? Unfortunate is the case. The leadership of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, the leadership of Islamic Republic of Iran has been acknowledged by the kuffar. We being Muslim, we never acknowledge. I'll give you an example. Each and every Jummah khutbah of Tehran, instant translation, simultaneous translation in Black House in America. You know which is Black House? Yes, our great leader has said it, that Black House, that is Black House. Instant translation, each and every Jummah. Why they are translating? Why not khutbah of Khana Kaaba? Why not khutbah of Medina? Why not khutbah of other 52 Muslim countries? A country which is following the path of Imam Ali. They are afraid of Ali today also. They are afraid of Imam Ali. They should be afraid of Muslims like these Muslims. They should be looking for those people a peaceful. I am peaceful Muslim. Oh, Islam is peace. A Muslim is peaceful. What is I am peaceful Muslim? That means I am holding rosary, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah Allah khair sallah tasbih pherun, kisko gheru? What's happening in the Muslim Ummah? Believe me, brothers, I am not talking by mouth. Each and every sentence is coming from my heart. Many a time I cry myself when I see the situation. We want to cure disease. Disease cannot be cured unless and otherwise you uproot the disease. We want to cure ourselves. Brothers and sisters, take lessons from the existing situation of Muslim Ummah. 52 Muslim countries. There were 47 Muslim countries after the revolution of Russia. Is 52 in numbers. Almost all of them, the Western countries, they say we have interest. They are our allies. We have interest in Saudi Arabia. America says we have interest in Persian Gulf. Look at that. They have interest in our backyard. We don't have our interest in our backyard. Unfortunately, they have interest. Let them understand we are the protector of our own belongings. We will going to hold on to the rope of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. We cling to Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. We follow Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. No, we do not care what time, what place we are in. Imam Ali is the leader of all times. He is alive. We are following Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Sallu ala nabi. CIA, a black army from the Black House, or maybe so many people they are afraid. He is talking a lot. The CIA, maybe they might do something. Let them do. Yeah. CIA, they say they are the very, very sophisticated. Be careful when you say that. Yes. They changed the fate of the countries. What about you? They made it so huge. Imam Khomeini said, America ma hiç galati nami tune bekun. Nami thawanat bekun. America cannot do nothing. Cannot do nothing. From where these wordings are coming? From where? إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّ سُبُلُنَا. Those who struggle towards us, we will going to show them path. CIA was aware of everything, but they were not aware of what's happening in Russia. Can you imagine? The whole system was collapsed. CIA was not aware. Did you ever heard from CIA reporting 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, the system of communism is going to collapse? Did you ever hear? No. Baba, your intelligence is so sophisticated. Why didn't you predict this? Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayh, he writes a letter to Gorbachev. In one of the sentences, follow Islam, this is the only rescue you can have. Then he says, communism is going to be seen in museums. After 1 year of this letter, whole system of communism, from where he got the message, Imam Khomeini, from where? The Quran says, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا صَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. The soul which has elevated to the extent where he is balancing himself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspires that soul by saying what is coming in front of you. Brothers, we believe Imam Ali as Imam, as Ma'soom. Imam Ali's saying is not saying of any ordinary person. Imam Ali's saying is the constitution of Islam. I don't know you are with me or not. Imam Ali is not like a Khalifa of others, like other Khalifas, 1, 2, 3, 4, no. Imam Ali, we believe, we Shia followers believe, Imam after Prophet means what? Means his saying, his action, his acknowledgement is a constitution for Muslims. Nahjul Balagha is a constitution for Muslim. It is not only barely Nahjul Balagha, a book to read, it is a book to practice. Nahjul Balagha, it is not only a book to read each and every day. It is each and every sentence of Nahjul Balagha is condition of Tawheed. That's why Imam Rada alayhi salatu wasalam says, Ana min shuruteha. I am one of the, Imamat is one of the condition of Tawheed. If you want to complete your Tawheed, you have to believe in Nahjul Balagha. Now the discussion is coming, is it authentic book? Is it Imam Ali said? Just like Brother Cooper was trying hard to prove that this is Imam Ali. Someone asked our great scholar who passed away recently, Allama Tabatabai, about Nahjul Balagha. What do you think of Nahjul Balagha? Do you think Imam Ali is saying? He said one sentence, beautiful, I like this sentence. Har ke gufte un Ali ast. Whoever said it this, whoever uttered this sentence, that is Ali. That is not Sayyid Razi, because the beauty of Quran, after the beauty of Quran, after the eloquence of Quran, we see that much magnitude, that much effect, that much immense knowledge we find in this book. That means it is a saying of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Sallu ala nabi. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. Brothers, don't be affected by lofty buildings, beautiful houses, beautiful places, beautiful malls and beautiful airports. Don't get lost in these materialistic things, because they are lost already. They don't have nothing to present us. Don't you read Quran? إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ الَّتِي لَمْ يُخْلَقْ مِثْلُهَا بِالْبِلَادِ. There was a Iram has been constructed. There was a heaven was constructed. The lofty buildings were there. As if never has been constructed that kind of buildings. It has been perished. What remains? History tells remains the character of particular people. Brothers, Islam is the religion of character. One day or another, Quran says clearly, Allah is the one who has sent prophet and the religion with the truth, and it is going to overtake all this system. Communism has gone, inshallah socialism, inshallah this capitalism, everything has to be perished, because these are the systems of human being, not the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is going to happen. There are so many of our revered brothers are here. How did they become Muslim? After the revolution of Iran, so many of brothers, they say, because of that revolution was inspiring me. Not the Majlis of Bakri, not the speech of Bakri, not the speech of anyone, not the invitation of anyone. It was the current which was coming from the Qom, city of Qom, which was reaching to the masses in whole world for the mustad'afin, telling them not to get oppressed by the oppressor. Wake up and find out yourself who you are. You are a human being. If you are a human being, you have to follow the greatest book to become a human being is Quran. Imam Khomeini, rahmatullah alayh, has clearly given this message and it has reached to the masses. Unfortunately, this leadership has been accepted by the kuffar. We Muslims are asking, what he was. Now people are asking, well, who is Ayatollah Khamenei? Brothers, wake up. To whom I should follow? Brothers, wake up. He is our marja. He is our wali faqih. We have ulamas, hundreds of ulamas. They cannot represent Islam because practical Islam is represented by that great leader, because he has shown to the world Islam of Imam Ali is Islam, not Islam of that and that. Sallu ala Nabi. Say all together. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Khamenei Rahbar. Noor? Zidde Vilayate Faqih. Mark Bar America. Mark Bar Vietnam. Yahudi. Mark Bar, biggest Yahudi and Saudi. There, yeah. I'm not an Iranian. I'm not getting anything from the Iranian government, sorry to say that. I'm an independent businessman myself. Alhamdulillah, I am doing very well. I don't beg to anyone. I am not paid by any system. But I feel it is a truth. Once it is a truth, I have to reveal the truth. I believe in this ideology, I'm practicing this ideology. I advocate this ideology. I request all of you to go back to those 10 years of Imam Khomeini and realize the current which we had. What happened to that? The power which we were possessing. Why we are losing? Why we are losing? Following Imam Ali, not by Nara Haidari, following Imam Ali by practice. What is practice means? Bringing change within you and within your family and within your system. Read two things each and every day. One is Quran, second is Nahjul Balagha. No one can bring you towards dark. These are the lights, two lights. You know, for light you need two things. One is negative, one is positive. Quran is negative, Quran is positive thing, and Nahjul Balagha is negative. If you want to see the light, if you touch two things, then you see light. You need to have these two things. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, for 4.5 years he gone. When I say some political things, they say, Maulana, you are Mualim, don't you say this? Why the politics? You say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rituals, this, piety, this, that. Why do you talk about politics and this, that? I always say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Hazrat Musa, اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Oh Allah, Musa has been sent from you to preach piety, for namaz, for salat. Why you are sending to fight against Fir'aun? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to say, unless and otherwise he never fight the Fir'aun, he's not going to change the system. Nahjul Balagha is a book with which we can revolt the social system, with which Imam Khomeini rahmatullah has brought a system. Alhamdulillah, we should be thankful. We have seen the miracle which happened, took place in Iran. Unfortunately, still so many blind people they could not see. They still they are. Someone said, Maulana, that is the Iranian revolution. So what? It is Islamic revolution. Maulana, it is a territorial revolution. So what? Take inspiration from there. And you do revolt in your country like Pakistan. These do not undermine yourself what you possess. Brothers, we possess a lot. We have to realize, who am I, where I am going. If I am a follower of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, I have to follow towards the system. If politics is bad, oh Imam Ali, after 25 years keeping aloof from the system, why did you accepted this system? Did Imam Ali accepted the office of Khilafah or not? What is office of Khilafah? Governing body. Did he accept it or not? If he accepted, that is politics. That's why Imam Khomeini says, Ibadat ma siyasat, siyasat ma ibadat. Our politics is act of worship. Our act of worship is ibadat. Our act of worship is politics. Believe me, it is true. Imam Ali needed in this Western country, if the masses of Western country, it is the last point, I don't want to take more. You already exhausted. I hope, inshallah, you learn, we learn all of us from these gathering, inshallah. We take with us something. The last point of me, Western country needed, if the masses of the Western country, they know the essence of Islam and Imam Ali ﷺ sayings, believe me, they are going to look forward for these kind of leader. The one who was the leader of Muslim Ummah, but he was eating two bits of bread. He was not living in a castle, like a green castle one of the Khalif has constructed. No, he was living. That example was Imam Khomeini has presented. So many of the journalists from here, you have read so many of the reports. They went to Imam Khomeini after the death of Imam Khomeini, rahmatullah alayh. They went to his house. They saw 11 by 8 room. They asked his wife, what do you think? She said, he never ordered me to make tea. He used to make himself. He used to wash himself. Who is this person? And you can say Bakri can do this because wife can never listen to him. The person who brought the change in the system. He could have hundreds servants who willingly to serve that person in Iran, to give their life to this person. That person is setting example because he is the follower of Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, not the follower of anyone. That's why when he took office, he said, I'll going to follow Quran, I'll going to follow Sunnah of Prophet. Oh Imam Ali, why do you make this condition? He said, because some people has altered in Islam. That's why I have to make this condition. What is the salary of Prime Minister of UK? Where he lives? Believe me, Islam is threat for them. True Islam is threat for them. If the general public, they realize a leader has to live the poorest power, the poorest person's life, they have to look forward that kind of leader. That's why they are afraid of Islam. And such a Islam is Imam Ali's Islam's Islam that has been presented by our beloved Imam. May Allah guide us all. May Allah give us that strength to follow the great leader, a leader like Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. After that, Imam Khomeini al-Kabir rahmatullah alayh. After that, may Allah prolong our leader Wali al-Faqih al-Khamenei's life. May that we all are looking forward for his guidance and to follow. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salwar. Thank you, Maulana Bakri, for giving us yet again a powerful message to take home with. Can I just announce that we're making a slight adjustment to our program schedule. As you probably realize, we are running a bit late, but I'm very grateful for your patience and forbearance. We've had to cancel a couple of items, including the reappearance of the Dawn. I'm sure they will forgive me for that. And also, unfortunately, the question and answer session will also have to be abandoned for logistics purposes. As you know, the theme of the conference has been in English, and I hope that the message of the speakers has come across to you in a very powerful and resounding manner. It was always our intention that the actual content of the main speakers should be in English, and I'm grateful for all the speakers to doing justice to the topic of Imam Ali. But before we depart, it is getting late, I would like to introduce Brother Sayyid Nadeem Raza Sawa, who is on the program schedule, to bring matters to a traditional close. I think it's only fitting that on these occasions where the conference itself, inshallah, has left a message, and that will be taken home with us. But it's fitting that we have somebody like Brother Nadeem who will recite a few recitations on Imam Ali himself and bring matters to a close. So can I ask Nadeem to do that? Salawat.
اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. ساری تعریفیں اس خدائے بزرگ و برتر کے نام جس کے قبضہ قدرت میں کائنات کا ہر کھیل ہے، ہر نظام ہے. اللہ ڈسکور اسلام کے نام سے ہونے والی اس کانفرنس، اس بزم کو بہت زیادہ تمام پاکستانیوں کی جانب سے، خصوصاً میری جانب سے بہت زیادہ مبارکباد. ہماری آرگنائزیشن انجمن گلزار حیدری کی جانب سے مبارکباد قبول کیجئے کہ اتنے عظیم پیمانے پر اور اتنے بہترین ذاکروں کے ساتھ اس بزم کو آپ سب نے مل کر آراستہ کیا. خصوصاً شہباز بھائی کے لیے خصوصی طور پر دعا گو ہوں، اور ان کے ساتھ جتنے بھی والنٹیئرز اور کام کرنے والے افراد ہیں. حسینی شاہراہ پہ چلنے والے ان تمام حسینیوں کو میری جانب سے حسینی سلام قبول ہو. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. پیش کر رہا ہوں اسماء حسنہ کے ساتھ یہ کلام. میں 3 کلام پیش کروں گا نہایت اختصار کے ساتھ. کل ایک کلام پیش کیا تھا، وہی آج میں دوبارہ پیش کرتا ہوں. جو چیز کل نہیں پیش کی تھی وہ آج پیش کروں گا. یا رحمان یا رحیم 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 یا الخالق المالک الوارث القادر الاول الآخر الظاہر الباطن الواجد الماجد الواحد الباسط الہادی الباری الباقی الوالی یا حی یا قیوم یا رزاق یا عظیم النور المغنی عزیز یا کریم غفار تو ستار تو جبار یا حکیم قدوس یا شکور یا غفور یا رحیم مولا تو بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان احسان ہم پہ ہے تیرا اے رب ذوالجلال امت میں اس کی پیدا کیا جو ہے بے مثال دختر بطول جس کی حسن اور حسین لال لہموں کا لہمی جس کا علی جیسا با کمال قرآن و اہل بیت کو تو نے کیا یکجان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان آدم سے تابا مہندی آخر تیری عطا تیرے کرم کے بار تلے سارے انبیاء موسیٰ کے حق میں نیل میں رستہ بنا دیا مصلوب ہو کے عیسیٰ کے لب پر تھی یہ صدا ہر دل میں تو مکین ہے کہنے کو لا مکان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان معراج پر گئے جو رسول فلک جناب معراج پر گئے جو رسول فلک جناب معبود و عبد میں نہ رہا جب کوئی حجاب اللہ نے نبی سے کیا اس گھڑی خطاب درکار کیا ہے تم کو مجھے چاہیے جواب بولے رسول بخش دے امت کو دے امان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان زہرا کے گھر ستارہ جو اترا تو یہ کھلا محبوب پنجتن کو بہت رکھتا ہے خدا مکتب حسن حسین کا یہ گھر بنا رہا مسند نبی کی اس میں مصلی علی کا تھا چوکھٹ پہ جس کی رہتا ہے جبریل سا دربان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان بند پیش کر رہا ہوں اس گھر کا فرد فرد خدا سے تاہم کلام سجدے میں سر حسین کا لب پر خدا کا نام خنجر تلے خدا سے یہ کہتے رہے امام سر تیری نظر کرتا ہوں گھر دے چکا تمام آتا ہوں تیری سمت میں دیتا ہوا اذان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان تو ہے بڑا رحمان مولا تو بڑا رحمان یہ میسج میرے حسینیوں کے لیے کہ جو یہاں پہ اردو سمجھتے ہیں مل کے برائے خوشنودی امام زمانہ برائے صحت و سلامتی کل مومنین و مومنات باواز بلند صلوات اللہ تاریخ کے کرداروں کس بات میں تم
तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। दरिया हो समंदर हो तुम सीप गौहर हो, दरिया हो समंदर हो तुम सीप गौहर हो। तुम मर्द कलंदर हो सहरा में गुलेतर हो, तुम अज़्म अबूज़र हो, तुम अज़्म अबूज़र हो, तुम फिक्र के कंबर हो, तुम हुर का कबीला हो, तुम जान का लश्कर हो। ऐ गम के अलमदारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। रास्ता नहीं मंजिल हो, धड़कन नहीं तुम दिल हो, मजलूम के तुम हामी हर जुल्म के कातिल हो। इंसान की अजमत के हर बाब में शामिल हो, जुल्मत के अंधेरों में तुम नूर का साहिल हो, जुल्मत के अंधेरों में तुम नूर का साहिल हो। मातिम के तलबगारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। निस्बत पेश कर रहा हूं, निस्बत है पैगंबर से, निस्बत तुम्हें हैदर से, निस्बत है पैगंबर से, निस्बत तुम्हें हैदर से। इस निस्बत मौला से तुम दूर रहे शर से, तुम आंख मिलाते हो हर वक्त सितमगर से, जो दर्स मिला तुमको सलमान से बूजर से। तुम रूप वही धारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। ज़ैनब की रिदा तुमसे करती है सवाल ऐसा, ज़ैनब की रिदा तुमसे करती है सवाल ऐसा। किस गम में बहाते हो आंखों से लहू अपना, क्या घर में तुम्हारे भी पैगाम मेरा पहुंचा, क्या घर में तुम्हारे भी पैगाम मेरा पहुंचा। जिस दीन के लाशे के काम आया मेरा पर्दा, लाज उसकी रखो देखो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। अब्बास के परचम से सीखी है वफादारी, आंखों में तुम्हारे है ईमान की बेदारी। किस्मत से मिली तुमको, किस्मत से मिली तुमको मजलूम की गमख्वारी, जालिम के लिए अब भी तुम तेगो दोधारी। मजलूम के गमख्वारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। सुनिए, क्या दर्स लिया तुमने अकबर की जवानी से, क्या दर्स लिया तुमने अकबर की जवानी से। क्या सीखा बताओ तो करबल की कहानी से। मत बहलो खतीबों के अल्फाजो मानी से, मत बहलो खतीबों के अल्फाजो मानी से। महफूज हकीकत को रखना है कहानी से। ऐ इल्म के मयारों किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। मस्जिद के मुसलमानों, मस्जिद के मुसलमानों मैदान के बनो गाजी, मस्जिद के मुसलमानों मैदान के बनो गाजी। तुम हुर की तरह मांगो एक रात में आजादी, तुम हुर की तरह मांगो एक रात में आजादी। दरबार में जालिम के क्यों बनते हो फरियादी, सज्जाद ने जिस तरह दीवारें सितम ढा दी। दीवारें सितम ढा दो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। तुम नहजे बलागा की तफसीर में ढल जाओ, तुम नहजे बलागा की तफसीर में ढल जाओ। हैदर की गुलामी का अंदाज तो अपनाओ, मजलूमों को मत छेड़ो जालिम से न घबराओ। हक बात जो कहना है सूली पे भी दोहराओ। अल्लाह के नकारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो, ऐशे के अज़ादारो किस बात में तुम कम हो। पेश कर रहा हूं
गुज़िश्ता दिनों 25 नवंबर को तकरीबन लाखों के मजमे में यही 3 कलाम हमारे मोहतरम बुजुर्गवार उलमाओं की सरपरस्ती में कराची के हालात आपको सबको मद्देनज़र है। न जाने किस गोली पे किस मोमिन का नाम हो, ये तो एक आम सी बात वहाँ पर हो गई है। बहरहाल इस पूरा शोब दौर में मेरा ख्याल है कि पाकिस्तानियों के लिए और खुसूसन फ़िक़्ह जाफ़रिया से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले मोमिनीन के लिए 90% सिर्फ 10% सिक्योरिटी रह गई है। 90% यही है कि वो अपने घरों से ना निकलें तो शायद गोलियों से बच सकते हैं। लेकिन बहरहाल उन हालात में भी हम सर्वाइव करते हैं, उन हालात में भी जीते हैं और यही सब कुछ कहते हैं जो यहाँ पर मैं आपके सामने कह रहा हूँ। पेश कर रहा हूँ उर्दू में लिव लाइक अली एंड डाई लाइक हुसैन। हुसैनियों ये तुम पे हो गया लाजिम जो तुम हुसैनी हो। हुसैनियों ये तुम पे हो गया लाजिम जो तुम हुसैनी हो। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। हुसैनियों ये तुम पे हो गया लाजिम जो तुम हुसैनी हो। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। हुसैनियों ये तुम्हें करबला बताती है, हुसैनियों ये तुम्हें करबला बताती है। जो कौम अपने शहीदों को भूल जाती है, कदम कदम पे अजल से फरेब खाती है, फिर ऐसी कौम की किस्मत में बेसबाती है। हुसैनियों करो जो पैरवी तो हुर की पैरवी की तरह। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। कोई हुसैनी कभी मौत से नहीं डरता, अली का नाम कभी बेसुकून नहीं करता। कोई हुसैनी कभी मौत से नहीं डरता, अली का नाम कभी बेसुकून नहीं करता। अली के बुग़्ज़ का जो जख्म है नहीं भरता, अली का मानने वाला कभी नहीं मरता। हुसैनियों जो इन पे मरता है वो है शहीद ही की तरह। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। अली के बच्चों को जो मौत से डराता है, अली के बच्चों को जो मौत से डराता है, वो अपनी फिक्र नजिस से फरेब खाता है। अली की राह से जो भी कदम हटाता है, नबी का बेटा भी तूफान में डूब जाता है। हुसैनियों नबी के बेटे अगर हो रहो नबी की तरह। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। अली के जीने का अंदाज क्या निराला है, अली ने मौत को भी मुश्किलों में डाला है। अली के जीने का अंदाज क्या निराला है, अली ने मौत को भी रिस्क दे के पाला है। खुदा के घर में शहादत बड़ा हवाला है, अली ने मौत को भी मुश्किलों में डाला है। हुसैनियों हसन हुसैन भी जिंदा रहे इन्हीं की तरह। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। जो हक परस्त हैं वो सब गुलाम हैदर हैं, जो हक परस्त हैं वो सब गुलाम हैदर हैं। नजर में बद्रो ओहद के तमाम मंजर हैं, नजर में बद्रो ओहद के तमाम मंजर हैं। जो हक परस्त नहीं बुज़दिलाने खैबर हैं, जो हक परस्त नहीं बुज़दिलाने खैबर हैं। जो हक परस्त हैं उनके जले हुए घर हैं। हुसैनियों शऊर हक की जरूरत है कंबरी की तरह। अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह, अजल हुसैन की सूरत जियो अली की तरह। और ये बंद देखिएगा, انہی کے در پہ اجل آ کے ہو گئی مجبور، انہی کے در پہ اجل آ کے ہو گئی مجبور، حیات و موت کا بنتا ہے ان کے گھر منشور، حیات و موت کا بنتا ہے ان کے گھر منشور، انہی کے لال بناتے ہیں صبر کا دستور، منافقت ہے ہمیشہ در حسین سے دور، حسینیوں حقوق رکھتے ہیں سارے یہ داوری کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، انہی کے در پہ اجل ہا کے ہو گئی مجبور، حیات و موت کا بنتا ہے ان کے گھر منشور، انہی کے لال بناتے ہیں صبر کا دستور، منافقت ہے ہمیشہ در حسین سے دور، حسینیوں حقوق رکھتے ہیں سارے یہ داوری کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح۔ اور ایک سپاہ یزید ہمارے شہر میں پل رہی ہے، ابو سفیان کے دسترخوان کی جھوٹی ہڈیاں بھگوڑنے والی سپاہ صحابہ، تو بابانگ دہل میں ہمیشہ یہ پارٹ پڑھتا ہوں، سنیے، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، کوئی سپاہ نہیں ہے سپاہ حیدر سی، کوئی سپاہ نہیں ہے سپاہ حیدر سی، کہاں ہے بات کسی میں حسینی لشکر سی، کہاں ہے بات کسی میں حسینی لشکر سی، کوئی سپاہ صحابہ نہیں ابو ذر سی، کوئی سپاہ صحابہ نہیں ابو ذر سی، صفات کس میں ہے سلمان اور قمبر سی، حسینیوں تمام صورتیاں ہیں پیمبری کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، یہ وہ ہے موت بھی جن سے پناہ مانگتی ہے، حیات و موت کے مالک ہے موت جانتی ہے، حیات موت کے مالک ہے موت جانتی ہے، خدا کے بعد انہیں نا خدا بھی مانتی ہے، انہی کی تیغ تو بغض و نفاق چھانتی ہے، انہی کی تیغ تو بغض و نفاق چھانتی ہے، حسینیوں نہیں ہے تیغ کوئی تیغ حیدری کے سوا، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، سند غلامی کی دے دیں تو خلد مل جائے، یہ مسکرائیں تو مرجھایا پھول کھل جائے، زمین کو غیر سے دیکھیں فلک بھی ہل جائے، یہاں سے مانگنے دھڑکن نبی کا دل جائے، حسینیوں کریم سب ہے یہاں رب اکبری کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح۔ یہ شعر دیکھیے گا، شعر سنیے گا، علی سے زندگی قاتل علی کا کیا چھینے، کہ جام شیریں جسے دست حیدری سے ملے، علی نے نیند سے بیدار کر دیا ہو جسے، علی سے زندگی وہ چھینتا بھلا کیسے، حسینیوں اجل پہ کون گرا دہر میں علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، حیات و موت کا یہ فلسفہ دیا کس نے، حیات و موت کا یہ فلسفہ دیا کس نے، اجل کا جام خدا کے لیے پیا کس نے، یہ مرحلہ تک کٹھن طے مگر کیا کس نے، ریحان آزمی مر کر بتا دیا کس نے، حسینیوں حیات و موت بہتر حسین ہی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح، اجل حسین کی صورت جیو علی کی طرح۔ مومنین اکرام، کل ایک سب نے مل کر مولا علی کے نام کا ورد کیا تھا، تو اگر آپ مزید چند لمحوں کی نا میرے ساتھ آپ سب مل کے پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللہ. میرے مولا نے جو مردوں کو جلا رکھا ہے، میرے مولا نے جو مردوں کو جلا رکھا ہے، نام عیسیٰ کا میرے دل سے بھلا رکھا ہے. پیش کر رہا ہوں. جوہلا جب قلعہ علم کو ٹھکراتے ہیں، علماء دین کو جب بیچ کے کھا جاتے ہیں، صفحاء دولت فانی پہ جب اتراتے ہیں، جو حسینی ہیں وہ میدان میں نکل آتے ہیں، جو حسینی ہیں وہ میدان میں نکل آتے ہیں. دھجیاں دامن دولت کی اڑا دیتے ہیں، باد سرسر کو چراغوں پہ نچا دیتے ہیں. سورما فتنہ باطل کو دبا دیتے ہیں، خون دہکے ہوئے ذروں کو پلا دیتے ہیں، اپنی گودوں کے چراغوں کو بجھا دیتے ہیں، اپنے چاندوں کو اندھیروں میں سلا دیتے ہیں. مثل شبیر جو پیغام عمل دیتے ہیں، ایسے ہی لوگ زمانے کو بدل دیتے ہیں. آئیے ہم سب مل کر کے مولا علی کے ورد کرتے ہیں. یا علی 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 یا علی. ماں علی کی جوہی سوئے کعبہ بڑھی، بڑھ کے دیوار نے خود صدائیں یہ دیں. یا علی 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 یا علی. 3 دن سے ہے مہمان کعبہ یہ کون، جان تن میں ہو اس طرح رہتا ہے کون. اے بتو اب کہیں اور جا کے بسو، آ گیا پاک کرنے کو کعبہ علی. یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی. جزاک اللہ. یا علی میرے 12 وسیلے ہیں 12 امام، مانگو ایک در سے دیتے ہیں 12 امام. یہ ہیں سب مصطفیٰ میرے 12 امام، اور یہ سب ایلیا مرتضیٰ. یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی. اور یہ شعر دیکھیے گا. لی ہے نصیری سے بھی ایک نسبت ہمیں، یعنی ان کا خدا ہے ہمارا علی. آؤ اہل جہاں یوں کریں فیصلہ، ساری دنیا تمہاری ہمارا علی. یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی. یہ شعر سنیے. ہو وہ فرش نبی یا کہ عرش خدا، ہے یہاں بھی علی ہے وہاں بھی علی. ایک پکارے یا 40 آواز دیں، ایک ہی وقت میں سب جگہ ہے علی. یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی. مولانا صاحب یہ شعر دیکھیے گا. اور آخری شعر.
या अली यूं तो हर दम जुबां पर मेरी या अली मौत आए कफन पर होना दे अली यूं तो हर दम जुबां पर मेरी या अली मौत आए कफन पर होना दे अली जब कब्र में सवालात हो ए खुदा आदतन फितरतन मैं कहूँ या अली 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 या अली
Thank you very much, Brother Sayyid Nadeem Raza Sarwar. Can I just mention to you that Nadeem will be interviewed tomorrow on TV Asia. Apparently it's been shown at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and I believe it will be repeated in the evening as well. So those of you who have the benefit of receiving TV Asia, you can hear Nadeem's interview. That's tomorrow. We are slowly drawing to a close in terms of the conference itself. Can I just ask you for 5 more minutes of your time? Firstly, I would like to introduce you to Maulana Sabzwari Sahab, who would like to talk to you about a particular project regarding the youths in Iran, which he is involved in. So I would be grateful if you could have his attention.
Brothers and sisters, I will take just few minutes. I know that you are all tired, but I recall the main speakers few things. As Maulana Musavi said, our children, future and West in danger. And Brother Mustafa Mauji have mentioned on this special day of Imam Ali celebration, which Discover Islam has organized in a very well way. Allah reward them, especially Brother Shahbaz and his team. Mustafa Mauji have mentioned that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam has done Bureau of Training and Education. And the last speaker, Maulana Bakhri, has given you in a very nice way, and he told you about the practical Islam. Ali mean Islam, a practical Islam. And the practical Islam from whole universe, the world has seen the practical Islam from one corner, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran. Just I have finished my very heartedly announcement. Al-Asr network, one of the Al-Asr network is to educate and to train our youngsters and to give them the political and the cultural awareness. For this purpose, a whole team of volunteers is working for the youngsters of Europe, and we are arranging from 2 years training and educational courses in Iran. The package is very minimum, and we are not going to make it on a commercial basis. We want to serve our community children. For this purpose, dedicated religious scholars, backing with the leader of the Ummah, we are organizing these courses. In this summer also we will organize end of July for 4 weeks. So I request all the parents who have children from the age of 14 up to the age of 30, any student of college or university, they can participate in this short vacation course. These brochures are outside on the information desk. Just one thing I want to inform you that Al-Asr volunteers include a medical doctor, 2 nurses, a security officer, an accountant, and a team of several female and male supervisors. These supervisors strictly observe segregation and their respective interests. Similarly, our host in Iran organize a proper syllabus and make arrangement for teachers who are fully qualified in English. For SVC 95, we are expecting some French teachers to facilitate for French students who will participate. They also organize a team which is respectively responsible for transportation, tours, accommodation, catering and administration. The Al-Asr thanks its all volunteers and donors of their continued moral and financial support. May Allah bless them. So this is my request. As you know, that this is a very educational project. Please come forward and participate in this SVC. In the brochure, in the last, there is a registration form which you can fill and post it free. Thank you very much for attention.
Finally, brothers and sisters, we are very grateful for all the speakers and the poets who participated in today's program. I speak on behalf of all members of Idara Jaafferiya in thanking you and would say that all our efforts today are rewarded. A lot of us have benefited from speeches of learned scholars, young and old. I pray for the good health of Maulana Sayyid Muhammad Musi and Maulana Zaki Bakri, who participated despite their extreme preoccupations and commitments. May God bless them and their families. May God bless Maulana Bakri's son with good health. Ameen. As Brother Mustafa Mauji correctly hinted that Brother Shahbaz had spent late evenings in organizing today's event. That is an understatement. Let me add that Shahbaz also kept many of the young men awake late nights. They can now have a peaceful night tonight, but of course tomorrow is another day, and they must keep their efforts up and keep the good work going. My message to all our audience is, please keep supporting Idara Jaafferiya. Your cooperation is a tonic for all of us. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Brother Wajad Mirza. It's only fitting, before we depart, that I have a duty on behalf of the Discover Islam to thank you all for your support today. I hope that we have gone some way in celebrating this auspicious occasion with the benefit of a quality of speakers who I'm sure you will agree are second to none in our community. I think we should be very grateful that we are able to call on upon respected alims and scholars of the quality that you have seen today. And also, may I add that the contributions from our younger members was no less. It is my personal gratification that all our dreams on behalf of Discover Islam, when we firstly initiated this project, have today been fulfilled with your support. As time goes on, we will obviously reflect. There will be plenty of opportunity for that. I would like to thank all the volunteers, too numerous to mention on these occasions, but they know who they are and they know how much hard work they've put in. Can I also thank the security staff for all their efforts in the smooth running of the conference itself, and also obviously all the speakers who have contributed today. I think it has given us a tremendous insight into what is possible when the youth of our communities unite in a way second to none. I hope that they will feel that they can seek some encouragement from their efforts. I know from personally observing them in their preparation that they have developed as people, let alone Muslims. And I think you should all be proud that we have the caliber of youngsters in our community who are able to stage an event of this quality and magnitude in the way that they have done today. And I would like you to please recite salawat for them on my behalf. I don't want to hold up much of your time. You've been very patient and I'm very grateful for that. Can I please thank you all, finally, on behalf of Discover Islam. Please drive home safely. It's late, you're tired, it's been a long day. And inshallah, we hope to see you all in the near future. And salam to you all. And I'll ask Maulana, before we depart, to just recite Surah Fatiha.
We have historical evidence that whenever our beloved prophets used to depart, they used to recite Wal Asr. Let's all together we recite. And first of all, before we recite, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us inspiration and power and courage to follow Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah protect Islamic Republic of Iran, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr. Innal insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العلي العظيم.
علي علي علي, the hope and salvation of all the muttaqeen. علي 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 علي, the guide and the leader of all the mu'mineen. The path of true wisdom, the gate to an-Nabi, a light of the Ummah for all the world to see. The joy of Muhammad, the closest to his heart, the first of believers, Mujahid from the start. Ali, 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 the hope and salvation of all the muttaqeen. Ali, 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 the guide and the leader of all the mu'mineen. The path of true wisdom, the gate to an-Nabi, a light of the Ummah for all the world to see. The joy of Muhammad, the closest to his heart, the first of believers, Mujahid from the start. Ali, 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 the light of the Ummah, Amir al-Mu'mineen, was born for to guide us, Imam al-Muttaqeen. The earth it rejoiced and a blessing for mankind. No man except Mustafa superior we'd find. Protector of Muhammad to lie where he lay. To misguide assassins, Ali would not delay. To ensure the message of Allah was his aim. To help and work for Islam, to free the world from pain. Ali, 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 the hope and salvation of all the muttaqeen. Ali, 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 the guide and the leader of all the mu'mineen. The path of true wisdom, the gate to an-Nabi, a light of the Ummah for all the world to see. The joy of Muhammad, the closest to his heart, the first of believers, Mujahid from the start. Ali, 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 the enemy of mushriks, of kafirs and Yahud, the friend of the poor ones and all of the good. He fought against the wicked and all munafiqeen. He fought with Allah's ummah for all mustad'afeen. The sword of Dir Ali is the sword of true might. The sword of true Islam's the sword of pure light. The message of Allah continued by Ali. to lead all the mu'min to Muhammadun Nabi. Aliyun, 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 Ali. Aliyun, 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 Ali. The hope and salvation of all the muttaqeen. Aliyun, 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 Ali. The guide and the leader of all the mu'mineen. The path of true wisdom, the gate to an-Nabi. A light of the ummah for all the world to see. The joy of Muhammad, the closest to his heart. The first of believers, Mujahid from the start. Aliyun, 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 Ali. And now we celebrate him, we call out his name. He gave his blessed children Hassan and Hussein. No act of self-indulgence against him could claim. He called for all believers to free themselves of pain. The heirs of Muhammad and blessed Ali are the ummah of Islam around the world we see. To prove that we love them, mujahids we must be. To hold the rope of Allah and call for unity. Unity, 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 unity. Aliyun, 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 Ali. The hope and salvation of all the muttaqeen.